Raider fans, the season's almost here. Are you excited?
Are you excitable? 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 Are you excitable?
Greg, and this is the premier Raider Nation podcast. All Raider talk, 24/7, 365 days of the year, dedicated to all Raider fans who need their football fix, day or night. Stay on top with what's happening with your Raiders and the NFL. We're uncensored. We are unapologetic. Join us now. Good evening, Raider Nation, and welcome to the Raider Nation podcast. I'm your host, Raider Greg, and this is going to be a short show because it's part 2 of the pre-Patriots game. And I'm just going to go over a couple of things about the game and about what I feel is important in this Raider contest between the Patriots and the Oakland Raiders. I did, of course, check out all the latest news on the Patriots. I went to their sites and looked at some of their things. I did find a podcast as well, Mrs. B's Patriot site. She has a podcast on the New England Patriots. She's a very smart gal, very nice lady. Her site's pretty nice, but of course she's a Patriots fan, and what can I say? But that's all I got to say about that. Some news in the NFL here. What we got in the AFC West, the Broncos are ready to sign David Terrell to a contract. He's 6'3", 212, and he's a wide receiver. But I really don't care because it shouldn't help them very much because their defense is in shambles, and they're supposedly ranked to be number 2 in the AFC West. I say they'll be number 3 in the AFC West, followed by the Kansas City Chiefs. And, of course, our toughest rival in the AFC West will be San Diego, which is pretty consistent. They got a good team, and there's going to be a tough team. Okay, Raiders bring in defensive end Anton Peliapoi, Hawaiian, who was cut from the Broncos. They let him play on Sunday, gave him a look. I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. That's still up in the air. I'll let you guys know what's happening with that, if anything does happen with that. Okay, now, one thing I want to say, I was watching ESPN. I was watching Joe Theismann talk about, I hate Joe Theismann. I don't know why I kept it on, but it was the preview. They were asking, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year? Predictions. I can't stand Theismann. I won't, pull any punches. I can't stand the way he does things. I can't stand his commentary. He is so wishy-washy. He is so blown by the wind. 1 minute he's saying this, and the next minute someone says something, he changes his mind just midstream. I can't stand people like that anyway, but his commentary is so weak, I just can't even stand it. So just for an example, he kept touting how the Patriots, he likes the Patriots in the AFC, he loves the Patriots, and then 5 minutes later he makes a stand that the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. That's the kind of guy Theismann is. I mean, he's full of double talk. He could sell cars. He should sell cars instead of being a commentator. It helped me out a great deal because I cannot stand when he does a game. I'm just forced to listen to him. I can't stand it. Okay, there's some injuries on the Patriots. David Givens has a bruised chest, which should help us out. Andre Davis has a foot. And that's about all I know. I heard Tyrone Poole might have had a hammy, but I'm not sure about that, and that's not confirmed. But in the Patriots game against the Oakland Raiders, now I looked at an interview with Danny Clark, and he talked about the defense. He talked about the pride of the defense and how it was shot down last year, being 30th overall. In the preseason, not like it means a whole lot, the Raiders were 3rd overall in defense in the NFL. And that's, of course, not rushing anyone. That's just the front four doing their thing. So I'm very confident in the defense of the Oakland Raiders. I'm confident that Rob Ryan hasn't spilled his cards, so it should be a very good contest. We have improved the defense a great deal. A lot of Raider forum sites are saying, we should have done more, we should have done more. I think we did just the right thing. So I think with our linebackers and our 4-3, with the front four that we have, we should be awesome. We haven't shown our defense yet, but we will show it on Thursday. It'll be the premiere of the Oakland Raider defense, and I can honestly say I'm glad that it'll be premiered against the New England Patriots, who I personally hate. I cannot stand them. They're right up there with the Broncos with me because of that shitty Tuck game, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. And Raider fans, you guys shouldn't forget it either. I could not believe that game, and I'm sure, positive, without a doubt, if we'd have won that game, we'd have won the Super Bowl that year. And that just pisses me off, the Tuck rule. Okay, and speaking of that, let me just go to this because Bob George has to raise his ugly head again. Once, let me thank Bob's for changing his article, because he did change his article from saying that Lamont Jordan came from the cult behind Edgerrin James to, of course, the Jets, where it should have been. So, Bob, you do stand corrected. But you should get the double Dumbass of the Week award for comparing the Tuck game, which we lost November 17th, 2002, to some obscure game we played the Patriots in 1976. And I quote Bob in saying this, when the Raiders took cheap shots and had many uncalled holding penalties to win the game. Now, do you hear that, Raider fans? Do you hear how stupid that is? So I guess we have to give Bob the double Dumbass of the Week award because, Bob, you're batting 1,000 with these. I can tell you that no Raider fan really gives a rat's ass what happened in 1976. Every Raider fan knows exactly what happened in 2002, and we want blood. We're coming out for you, Patriot fans. That's exactly right. Now, Danny Clark said it right. He sat there in an interview and talked about how the defense had a meeting, and they talked about being 30th last year. They talked about the development of the new players this year. They talked about a lot of things that got resolved early in the season. They also talked about knowing that the Patriots were going to be a game they played, and they started looking at the Patriots in May. Raider fans, I know that I can't speak to many games this season, but I will speak to this game. I am confident, and I know you guys are going to, some people are all karmaed out about this kind of stuff, but, I'm not. The Oakland Raiders are going to win this game. Now, they might not beat the Patriots by 40 points, but the Oakland Raiders are primed and ready and physically, mentally able and ready to beat the Pats at home. We need to do it, Raider fans. And the cool thing about it is we will have many Raider fans in the stadium. There's a lot of guys coming from California. Hats off to all of you who made that trip. The Grizz, I know, went. The Senor Raider went. Mob Pimp Raider went. There's a whole bunch of guys from the 66 Mob. There's many, many Raider fans from that area and around the surrounding area, Washington, Virginia. There's a lot of people that are making it a point to go to the Patriots game. And I say right on, because the Oakland Raiders have fans like no other. There are always fans in every stadium across the country for the Oakland Raiders. I love it. Now, let's look at the game. The Patriots are probably going to use a 4-3 defense. 4-3 defense because they don't have the speed at linebacker that they had in the previous seasons. So I believe they're probably going to regress to the 4-3 as a main staple of the defense. So the Raiders are going to look at that too, because that's what they're going to come at us with. I believe 4-3 is going to be their standard and their defense, just like ours, because I don't think they've got it for the 3-4. So look to that. Now, as far as their defensive players goes, Let's see who they got back there. They got Dwayne Starks, Randall Gay, Ellis Hobbs, and Tyrone Poole as cornerbacks. They got these guys that are pretty good. Tyrone Poole especially. They got Chad Brown and Monty Beazle as linebackers. So I think the 4-3 is what they're going to do. The guy who's supposed to be covering Moss will be Rodney Harrison. Rodney Harrison is slated to cover Moss, I'm sure not by himself, but perhaps. You know, he talks in his article like he's ready to do it. He's up for the challenge. So, hey, there you go. I think if he's up to the challenge, I hope they single cover Moss. That'll be a great day for all Raider fans because I'd love to see Moss pull down 3 touchdowns in this game. Okay, number 12, Tom Brady is healthy and happy. Look to the offense here to run the ball, Raider fans. That's what I think. I believe that they're not going to go right for the pass right away. I think they're going to try to run the ball down the Raiders' throat. Don't ask me why. I just have that wild feeling just from watching their preseason games. Corey Dillon's in good shape. Their offensive line can work pretty hard. And it looks like they have a lot of people coming back. Now, they've played a lot of games, and there's been a lot of owies on that front offensive line. So I look to the Raiders on their defense to put pressure on Brady. This is the only way that we can win the game. Did you hear me? I'll say it again. The only way the Raiders can win this game is if we put pressure on Tom Brady. It works every time. On the contrary, the same with Gary Collins. Collins, when he gets spooked, hey, Raider fans, I'm telling it like it is. Collins gets spooked, he throws INTs. I don't like it. You know, I never liked that aspect of him. He should know better as a veteran player. But, hey, they're going to try to put pressure on him big time, right up the middle. They're going to rush him. They're going to blitz him. They're going to work all kinds of blitz packages because they know that if they get him riled, he's going to make mistakes. This is where Lamont Jordan and the secret weapon of the Raiders come in, Crockett. Zach Crockett is a man possessed. And in this game, you will see him make a freak out of himself. He will watch Zach Crockett, that's all I'm going to say. He is possessed. In preseason, they didn't even want to try to stop him because he was hurting people. He came in this season in tip-top shape mentally and physically. So, along with our incredible receiving core, Zach Crockett is going to be a great secret weapon. And I tell you, Raider fans, watch him and watch for his magic because it's going to be beautiful. Of course, Lamont's going to make his records, and they're very serious. Bill Belichick, I watched his interview, and it really looks like Bill Belichick was a little bit concerned. More concerned than I've seen him before. A little bit shakier than I've seen him before. Maybe he's got a cold, drank too much coffee. I don't know. But it does look like the Patriots they're not feeling all that confident and puffy about this game. Now, they know exactly how Norv Turner's offices are. They've seen Norv Turner's offices in Washington and Dallas and everywhere else. Everywhere Norv's gone, he brings the same type of offense. So you can bet that Bill Belichick is trying to find the way to attack Norv's offense. I think the secret here is, like I said before, is the Raiders' defense. The Raiders' defense will surprise everybody, and especially those people writing articles about them and all the sports journals about how they suck and how it's a questionable part of the team and blah, 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 blah. Okay? My wife hates it when I say blah, 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 so I did it again. That is the key to the game, the Raiders' defense. And I say, Raider fans, watch out, because they're going to put Brady on his ass more than once. And I think with Grant Irons, his passion, Danny Clark, we got people that are ready. Derek Burgess, Ed Jasper. These people are salivating, ready to prove that the Oakland Raiders of 2005 have got the firepower on the defense to shut it down, baby. And I am not kidding. I'm so fired up for this game. The Tuck game. I call it the Tuck rematch, or the What the Tuck, or How the Tuck Can We Lose. We got to be able to win this game, not only to bring pride back to the silver and black, but to take it to the lily white New England Patriots from the Oakland Raiders. So, Raider fans, it's a short show, I know. There's not a whole lot I'm going to report except for my feelings on the game. You also have to watch out for Tom Brady and the long ball, but if we can pressure him, like I said, the defense on the pressure side of the ball, they have to pressure Brady. It has to happen. And if the Raiders can do that, which I totally have confidence in, we can turn this game around and make it a victory, the first victory for the Oakland Raiders, and bring pride back to the silver and black this year so that we can sell out this next damn game against the Chiefs and start it all over, Raider fans, and head on our way to the AFC, man, because we got to take that first. AFC West, that's the plan. But we got to take these guys down. Defending Super Bowl champions. How many times do you have to hear that before you get sick to your stomach? I hate it. I hate hearing it. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm getting all wound up and emotional. So at that point, I want to thank all you for listening to the Raider Nation podcast. We did get beat out by a 12-year-old guy who talks about the Sox, the Red Sox. So he's a good kid. He's got a good podcast, and he's going to be on Jay Leno this week. So, he's got something going for him. He must have a family member in the media somewhere, because I certainly ain't getting in love from Jay Leno. Anyways, thank you for voting for me on Podcast Alley. Please visit my site at www.RaiderNationPodcast.com. It's a great site. There'll be more and more pictures as we go to the games and we interview you, the Raider fan, so that you can look and see yourself on the site. It's pretty cool. I like it. I am making no money on this. I'm just a fireman who was hurt on the job who loves my Raiders. And I love to see the Raider fans. I love being a Raider fan. It's a great thing. Football season is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to beat the Pats. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. So everybody get your lounge chairs together. Get your coolers ready. Get your beer ready. Get your barbecues ready. We're tailgating at home this time. And we got to give it on up for our Oakland Raiders. They're going to kick the ass out of the Patriots. I know people will hate it when I predict that stuff. My wife hates it. But I think we can win. I'm totally confident and we can win. And if you haven't heard it, I'll tell you again. We're going to win this game. So good night, everybody. I thank you again for listening. Please put your comments on the webpage. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love to hear from the fans. Leave your address also, and I'll send you a Raider Nation podcast sticker. I love doing this. I love doing it for you guys. So all you misplaced Raider fans out there, the guys in Tokyo and Oklahoma and Washington and Philadelphia, and I could go on and on and on. I got some great emails, and it just keeps me going. Harvey Robinson, you are the bomb. All your feedback has been great, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks to my wife, Charmaine, for helping me out with this site, and all of you who make this possible. Okay, Raider fans, you guys have a nice evening. You guys be safe driving home after the game tomorrow, too, because I don't want no DUIs, no accidents, none of that action. We got to be responsible, okay? All right, Raider Nation, good night now.